Good morning. Where does creativity come from? I'll talk about that in just a second. I've been gone a few days. I was here on crossing guard duty and went over to the school and got to feeling really bad, and the school nurse took my blood pressure and it was really high. So they sent me to the emergency room and it came down, and it turns to find out that it is the sinus infection that I've been complaining about that got really bad, and it's probably the worst one I've ever had, that was making my blood pressure spike up. I'm still not completely over it. I was on a couple antibiotics now, and it's in my chest, and it's hard for me to be my old self. But we are getting better, and we're really thankful for that. So I'm sorry about a couple of days there. I was out of the loop. But I'm back today, and I'm getting ready to go on an 8th grade field trip for the class of 2019. We're going to have a good time. We're going to a place that was created by an artist. It's called the City Museum, and many students go there. But this museum is more than looking at art on walls. It is, the whole thing is artistically done, where you can actually interact with the pieces there. There are slides and things to climb on, things to walk on, and mazes and all kinds of just crazy stuff that the kids really have a good time doing. It's a lot of fun. There's slides that are several stories high, and it's just a really great place to explore. And it's taken a whole lot of effort by this one particular artist to get this done. Now, I'm sure he had help, but it's an amazing place. It really is. But you know what? When I look at it, I think of the creativity that was involved in it. And it's just spectacular. All of the things and the different kind of art and the aesthetics of it, and it's just really neat. And I think, well, where does that creativity come from? Where do we get that? Those of us that have creativity, some people have a whole lot more than others. Most people have a lot more than I do. But some of these artists just blow your mind when you see the work that they do. It's just amazing. Where does that come from? Well, I think it comes from the good Lord up above, because who was the first creator? I'm going to talk about that. Think about it. When God created man in his image, it doesn't just mean that he made us look like God. It means that he made us have some of the same aspects as God. Now, I've thought about this a lot, and when you think about it in this way, you can really get a grip on what's going on. In other words, we think we're clever when we come up with poetry and rhyme and verse, and when we write stories or we do art or paintings or whatever, and it's like this human experience. And it is these great things that we're able to do as human beings. But where did that come from? You see, that is an aspect of God. We're created in his image, so therefore we have some of the same aspects that he does. The desire to create, the desire to produce, make things that are aesthetically pleasing. Look at our planet. Just look at it. Look at everything that is created for us to enjoy. Think about it. Look at the galaxies that are out there, the stars, the moon, all the things that are in this world that are just beautiful. Does that not scream of an artist? You know, I've never walked through a forest, looked over and found a pocket watch and said, you know, isn't that strange how that pocket watch just somehow over millions of years formed in this forest? That'd be pretty silly. I know that when I see that pocket watch, there had to be someone who made it. There had to be a mind behind it. Now, I realize there's arguments out there that people make against this kind of thinking, but if you look at a mountain range or a forest or butterflies or birds or whatever, and you somehow accept that it was just randomly produced over millions of years, I just don't buy it. There seems to be a complex creative mind behind those things, and the systems that are set in place on this world and the beauty that has been produced is a direct result of Creator God's efforts to make a world for you and I. I just think it's a lot more likely that there's a creator than all of it happened just randomly, by chance. You know, That's the decision we all have to make. And I choose to believe in the Creator God, the Lord of this universe. And it's exciting to think, when we see what's available here on this planet, in this fallen world, just what heaven and His next creations will be like. It says that it's never entered into the hearts of man, or even into our mind or our thoughts, what God has prepared for those that love Him. I don't know about you, but I can imagine quite a bit. And I'm looking forward to that day to see what He has in store for us. Well, I'm going to go have a great trip with a bunch of 8th graders. Pray for me. Have a great day. Be kind to each other. See you next time.